All right, let me go ahead and spotlight myself. Perfect. And then, all right, let's get into it. So, welcome to advanced training, you guys. You guys just got done with your first weekends. Now you're diving into your first week on the job. Just ended the tab week, and we got Thanksgiving on Thursday. We got Black Friday and Cyber Monday. So we got a lot of things happening in these next couple of days. And so you guys really started at the best time to start and the best time to be selling Cutco. You have a lot of opportunities. We're selling more Cutco now in the month of November and December than almost any other time of the year. People are in a buying mood. People are used to buying and spending money. People are in a good mood. Not a lot of people are traveling for vacations. It's just kind of like they kind of travel a little bit for Thanksgiving, and then they kind of either travel a little bit for Christmas or to stay home. But they're constantly sending presents. People are in the buying mood, and it's no better time to start than now. So what we're going to go ahead and do today is I just want to give you guys a review of what today is really going to look like. So today, we're going to go over some recognition. So we're going to go over the sales report from your guys' first 4 days on the job. Then we're going to do a high-low. What was the highlight of your weekend? What was the low point of your weekend? We're going to review a little bit of your fast start goal. Now that you guys have your first weekend out the way, it's like, hey, what do you guys want to do for the rest of your fast start? We'll also review some prizes as well. Next, we're going to work on building your business. So we're going to dive into top 50 names list. We're also going to be talking about the chicken list activity as well. And then for our demo skill of today, we're going to be talking about the dropping down process and the 7 steps that it takes to drop down. And then we're going to review objections, and I'm going to show you how to handle an objection, and I'm going to show you how to get anything you want from anyone at any time. It is a great responsibility and a great power to have. That one's not necessarily a Cutco skill, but it's also a life skill. So you're going to have to use this one with great responsibility. And then for our advanced sales skills for today, I'm going to teach you guys how to use bonus points. And I'm also going to show you guys the secret weapon. What the secret weapon is I'm going to teach you how to sell a set every single time you do a demo. Every single time you do a demo, I'm going to teach you how to sell a set, which is pretty cool stuff. And then we're going to review our phoning script, and then we're going to kick off a phone jam. So that's going to be today's review. Does anyone have any questions on what we're going to be going over today? Cool. So let's go ahead and dive in. So first things first, I want to go ahead and look at last week's sales report. So getting on the board, placing one order, we got Zoltan placing an order with his mom, some 5-piece silverware set, which is pretty cool. So 159 CPO for him. So one clap for Zoltan on 3. 1, 2, 3. Boom. And then selling a homemaker in her first weekend, hitting her first promotion, making over $100 in income. We got Miss Destiny Jones, only coming in second next to Miss Annie Neeson by less than an average order. So maybe next week you can beat Annie and be number 1 for the sales report for the next week. So Destiny, congratulations on hitting your first promotion, making your first $100 in income, working part-time from home. Doesn't suck. So with that being said, let's go ahead and dive in. I just want to review your guys' fast start prizes and your guys' fast start rewards. So let's go ahead and I'm just going to, for example purposes, I'm just going to look at Zach Shreve's fast start prizes. So these are the fast start prizes that you guys get within your first 10 days. I know a couple of you guys have some extra days in your fast start as well. Those do count towards those fast start prizes as well. So from 1,500, you get your steak knife. 2,500, you get your traditional cheese knife. 4,500, it's a big one. You get spatula spreader, slicer, petite chef, and the paring knife. If you sell 6K in your faster, you get the fisherman solution. 7,500, you get the turning fork, carving knife, and the butcher knife. 10K, you get the VIP limo night out, and you also get to be a part of the Dirty 30 event. And try to get to Dirty 30 by the end of the year, because I actually picked the Dirty 30 event, and we are going to watch the Denver Nuggets play. We're going to be going, I haven't decided if we want to go to the Lakers game and watch LeBron play the Nuggets, or if we want to watch the Suns and watch Devin Booker play. And Chris Paul and the Phoenix squad. I'm up in the air on who I want to see. I'm leaning more towards LeBron, but we'll see. We'll see when it comes to it. So you get that VIP night out in the city. We'll get to go to a Nuggets game for your Dirty 30 event. 12,500, you get a cookware sample kit. 15K, you get the Hearty Slicer Petite Sentoku. 20K, you get the annual region trip. Break the annual region record, you get the Day of Decadence. And then if you make your first sale, you get a veggie peeler. So that's just a review of some of our fast start prizes. Next thing I want to go ahead and dive into is just a high-low. So what a high-low is like, hey, what was the high point of your first weekend? What was the low point of your guys' first weekend? I want to know. I want to know it all. I want the play-by-play. I want the recap. So Destiny, what was the high? What was the low from your weekend?
So the high was probably definitely selling my first set. And, the fact that it was a homemaker, it was definitely a confidence booster. I'd say the low is just getting all those names and numbers going to get ready to start calling people and making the phone calls. Just because, like, some people don't answer and some people are just rude. They're like, no, I don't care. And I'm like, okay, you don't have to care.
Awesome.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I'd say definitely just getting all the name lists together and just starting out was kind of like the low, but the high was definitely making my first sale.
Yeah, it made all that hard work worth it for sure. And that names list is something that we're going to be speaking on and talking about here in a little bit as well. So I'd love to see it. And hey, you'd have to be calling a lot more people to have as many rude people as I've had. I've had anything and everything you could possibly think of happen to me on the phone, which is why one of the reasons today we're actually going to be going over phone skills, which is pretty cool. And then Zoltan, a high and a low from your first weekend, if you can.
I say a high point was just making a sale, and then a low point, I wasn't able to close on two of the deals. One of them was a homemaker, and then the other one was a signature. So I was a little bummed out.
For sure. And if you ever get to a point to if you ever get a point to where you need help closing, definitely give me a call. Destiny gave me a call. I helped her close on her homemaker set. So you can definitely always give me a call or give me a shout if you are looking at any of those deals and discounts, especially for those sets as well. I'll definitely be helping you wheel, deal, and close those. But yeah, dude, making your first sale is a big deal. You'll never ever forget your first sale. I still remember mine like it was yesterday. So love to see it, love to see it. So next thing that we're going to go ahead and dive into is names list. We're going to talk about our top 50 list, and we're also going to be talking about the chicken list. So if you guys want to go ahead and take out your guys' notes, we're going to go ahead and title this section names list. So this little diagram I got up on the board and the screen for you guys, I want you guys to jot this down, and I want you guys just to write down everything that's on this list. This is kind of like the Cutco circle of life and just the importance of having a names list. So next thing you guys should go ahead and write down is Mission 100. So Mission 100, what a Mission 100 is getting 100 Mac customers on your list that you can call to do a presentation for. I always felt so comfortable, so confident when I had over 100 people on my names list. Anytime that I had anything under 100 people on my list to call, I was always a little nervous. Just by having 100 people, that's just that confidence. That's like, hey, I can make 10 phone calls, and even if 10 people don't answer, that's cool. I still have 90 more people to give a call to. It just brings a different type of swag. It brings a different type of confidence to everything that we do. So Mission 100 is going to be a very big goal. You guys will hear me talking about Mission 100 a lot through your guys' fast start and throughout your guys' first weekend. Next is your top 10 Mac customers. Just like we did in training with your top 10 list and like, hey, give these people your the next best 10 people your call. That's what you want to do. Always being able to have a target list of, hey, who is going to be my next 10 presentations, and having it planned and mapped out of like, hey, this person is going to buy Cutco from me, and here are the next best 10 people. So with that being said, next thing I want you guys to go ahead and write down is that the names list is the foundation of the business. It is the foundation of your business. I'm going to be showing you guys how to build your names list today as well. But it's the foundation. What happens when you build a house on a foundation of sand? The house falls, it breaks, right? You can't build a foundation on sand. What happens when you build it on a smooth, hard, level surface? You can build almost anything. So with that being said, there's no point in teaching you guys anything if you guys don't have demos ahead and if you guys don't have people on your names list. I can teach you guys all the cool stuff about Cutco. I can teach you how to sell homemakers. I can teach you how to sell ultimate sets. I can teach you how to do all this amazing things, but it won't matter if you guys don't have people to call and if you don't have demos ahead. So that leads us into the next point, which is the names list and the Cutco rep life cycle. So at the very bottom of this cycle, the foundation is names and numbers. Names and numbers is the biggest confidence booster ever. It doesn't matter if you don't have any demos ahead. If you have a ton of names and numbers, you should be feeling good. You should be feeling confident. And the reason why is because names and numbers lead to people to call. And the more people you have to call, the more confidence that brings you. I know that I've sat down on plenty of phone jams where I'm just staring at my phone like, dude, I don't know who to call. I have no one on my list, and I felt stuck. But there's also been times on my list where I'm like, dude, I don't have enough time in the day to call all the people that I have on my list. And so being able to have people to call will bring another level of confidence to your presentations that you guys would like to have. Next is people to call lead to demos booked, and demos are special because demos lead to two things. First thing that demos lead to is money. The more money you guys have, the better off you guys will be, right? This is a job. The whole reason why you guys got this job was to make money, right? We can talk about the personal growth, all the cool, fun things that we get to do, but the number one reason why you guys got this job in the first place was to make money. And the only way you make money is by doing demos. So the more demos you have, the more money you make. Demos also kind of does this little downward spin into recommendations. Being able to ask for recommendations and referrals is going to be absolutely huge. That is the lifeline of our business, and being able to master your recommendations and your recommendations approach will keep you guys here so much longer, and you'll be able to do this job whenever you want, as frequently as you want, with whoever you want. And so the power of recommendations and referrals is huge. So this is my recommendations notebook. This is something that we used to have before the Vector Impact app. And I used to have to write down all my recommendations and all my leads on pen and paper. And the reason why I was so good at this job is not because I was more talented, not because I was special or I had really awesome customers. It all came from just making more phone calls, having more people to call, having more names and numbers, and just doing more appointments than everybody else. It was honestly a numbers game to me. It was like, hey, if I could always have 10, 15, 20 appointments ahead and have over 100 people on my names list and get to mission 100 at all times, I knew no matter what, I was getting a solid paycheck and I was going to be crushing everything and anything that I wanted to achieve in this job. So I wasn't special. The only difference between you guys and me is just time. I've been doing it for a lot longer. Besides that, you and I are on the same playing field. Yeah, we're really on the same playing field. The only difference between you guys and me is just time. So get that repetition, get that passion in, and you guys will be just as good as me. And then those recommendations and referrals lead to more names and numbers, and this cycle starts over again. So being able to have names and numbers is going to be absolutely huge, which leads me into the next thing that I want to go ahead and talk about, which is the chicken list. I want to dive into the chicken list. So what the chicken list is, you guys can go ahead and title that in your notes, chicken list. What the chicken list is, it's a list of people that you're a little too scared to give a call to. You're a little too chicken to give a call to. So what I want you guys to do is go ahead and number your page 1 through 7. And we're just going to create our top 10 chicken list of people that we have names and numbers for, but we're just a little too nervous to give a call to. So I only had 2 people on my chicken list. Everyone else I felt cool and comfortable to call just because I knew them really well. But the only people I had on my chicken list was Rex Reed and Laura Marshall. Rex Reed was our neighbor. He was our neighbor in our old neighborhood. He lived at the corner. We lived like 2 houses down. And Rex was a retired Marine. And so like when I tell you that he was built like a G.I. Joe, this man was like sideways, like he had to walk sideways through doors, and like he had a bunch of tattoos, military buzz cut, like would go outside and like mow his lawn in like a wife beater, like cargo shorts, like classic Marine guy. Scared the hell out of me. And my dad and Rex were like the bestest of friends. Like they'd be mowing the lawns together and they would go and chop it up for like 10, 15, 20 minutes. And anytime they were outside together, they would always talk, and like they were just like cool people. And I was like, Dad, what are you doing talking to Rex, bro? Like that's like why? Like, why are you talking to him? Like he hated me. He would always like glare at me, like give me dirty looks. And I was like, I'm pretty sure he's killed people and he will kill me if I look at him the wrong way. And I was just I was so nervous and so scared to give him a call. But my mom and his wife Melissa, they were really good friends, and so was my dad and Rex. And I was like, I don't know what you guys see in these people. These people are crazy. And I went up to my mom and I was like, hey, Mom, I need more people for my names list. I'm in my fast start. I'm going after this huge competition and I need more people to give a call to. Do you know anyone that I can give a call to? And she goes, yeah, why don't you just go talk to Rex and Melissa? I just got done talking with them. And I was like, no. Anyone else? And my mom looked at me and she goes, Trey, you have two options. Either you can walk over there and ask them to do a presentation, or option B, you'll be grounded for a week and you won't be able to hang out with friends. Your choice. And I was like, all right, looks like I'm walking over. So I walked over to Rex's house, knocked on the door. I had my phoning script memorized at this time, so I just told him the phoning script right then. And I was like, what time would work best for you? And I just smiled. And he goes, can you just do it like right now and just bring over your computer? And I was like, sure. Like totally sweating bullets, totally freaking out. I did the presentation for him and his wife, and they actually turned out to be amazing people. I was scared of him for no reason. They actually ended up buying a red homemaker set, and they got a free pair of super shears. And so one of the people I was scared of the most actually ended up being one of my biggest sales and helped me propel me and hit my fast start goal, and really helped me become the best version of myself and helped me hit my goals. And I was scared of him for no reason. So the second person on my names list was Laura Marshall. Laura Marshall was Keely Marshall's mom, and me and her broke up. Wasn't a clean breakup, and her mom would still text me and call me all the time. And I was like, you know what, Miss Marshall, she's a Mac customer. She would love some Cutco, but I'm like, is it weird to call my ex-girlfriend's mom? Like she hates me, but it's like Miss Marshall obviously doesn't hate me. Like, do I do a presentation for her? And I said, F it. So I ended up calling her and she goes, yeah, I'm free this weekend. Do you want to do a presentation this weekend, Saturday at 3? And I was like, sure. And so I ended up booking the appointment with her. I ended up buying a classic homemaker set in the darker block and got a free pair of super shears. And I was at dirty 30 at that point. So I was at 30%. So I made $300 just by talking to my ex-girlfriend's mom. And turns out that she still likes me. So I was like, cool. And every like Thanksgiving, Christmas, or New Year's, Mother's Day, she'll shoot me a text and I'll shoot her a text. And even to this day, we still exchange and talk. And I broke up with her like 5 years ago. So yeah, that was one of the people that I was really scared to do a presentation for, and ended up being one of my biggest sales of the summertime. So I say this to say, the people that are on your chicken list, there's no reason to be scared of them. I know it's scary at first. You're like, this person's going to kill me. This person's killed people before. Like, would it be awkward? Would it be weird? 9.9 times out of 10, they'll actually end up being some of your biggest and best sales. So I want you guys to go ahead and write this phrase down. When your fears become bigger than your goals, or no, when your goals become bigger than your fears, when your goals become bigger than your fears, that's when you call people on your chicken list. I'm not going to make you call anyone right now. I'm not going to say, hey, Destiny Zoltan, go call the person you're most scared of right now. I'm not going to do that to you guys. You guys get to choose and you guys get to decide when you call those people. You guys have to kind of look at yourself in the mirror and be like, hey, how big are my goals and how big are my fears? And do my goals outweigh my fears? When you get to that point, when you get to the point where you're just like, F it, I'm going to do it. That's when you call people on your chicken list. That's when you call people on your chicken list. That's when you do anything, basically. Anything you're scared of is when your goals become bigger than your fears. That's when you really go to achieve things. So with that being said, I know I had you guys number your page 1 through 7. I want you guys to spend some time real quick And I just want you to jot down some people that might be on your chicken list. If you only have 2 to 3, cool. If you have more, that's cool too. I only had 2 people on my chicken list, but anyone else that you guys may have, you can go ahead and spend some time and go ahead and write those people down. Awesome. Thumbs up. Are you guys ready to move on? Perfect. So next thing I want to go ahead and dive into and talk about is just mastering something called CPR. CPR. And this is not like regular like CPR. This is Cutco CPR. This is Cutco CPR. So what Cutco CPR stands for is closing, phoning, and recommendations. Stands for closing, phoning, and recommendations. So CPR will keep you alive. CPR will keep you alive. It lays the foundation for you guys to build on. It lays the foundation for you guys to build everything on. So we talked about the names list, how the names list leads into phoning, phoning leads to demos, demos leads to recommendations, and recommendations leads to more. So this is kind of like the part 2, the little addition to it. The only 3 skills that you need for this job is, can you close, can you book an appointment, and can you get recommendations? That's what this job really breaks down to, is those 3 things. So with that being said, I have a Cutco CPR certified contest. For every script that you guys have memorized, you'll get a free Homemaker Plus 8 knife from me. So if you can look at me, cover your eyes and say, Trey, I'm going to sell you a Homemaker set, and then tell me the Homemaker close, or read your recommendation script, or book a demo with me. You have to have your eyes closed because I know we're on Zoom and I don't want you guys to have like a up in your corner or something. Get a free knife from me. So if you guys can say out loud your closing, phoning, recommendation script, you guys could potentially win 3 free pieces of Cutco from me. Sound like a pretty good deal or what? Awesome. And then you'll be a member of our CPR certified club. CPR certified. Just because you're Cutco CPR certified doesn't mean you're eligible to save a life, eligible to save your Cutco life. So, little disclaimer. Awesome. Bad joke. Boo. All right, moving on. So next thing I want to go ahead and talk about is a little bit of sales philosophy. So we're going to go ahead and talk about dropping down. So you can go ahead and title this in your notes, dropping down. You can title this dropping down. So a study was done at Penn State, and what they were trying to find and what they were trying to figure out was pretty much the psychology behind sales. They're trying to figure out how many times it took someone to say yes before they felt, well, how many times someone needed to be asked something before they felt comfortable saying yes, right? It's like, how many times do I need to ask you to buy something before you feel comfortable saying yes? And what they found is that people were on a scale between 1 to 7. They're on a scale from 1 to 7. Some people are ones where they see it, they like it, they buy it. Those are like those impulse buyers, you know, like those people who are like, oh, I can't refuse a good deal. Like I have to, right? You also know those people that are hardcore 7s where they need to be asked 10, 20, 30, 50, a million times before they feel comfortable saying yes to something. So for example, my dad, he's a hardcore 1. I was like, hey, Dad, you want to buy this Homemaker set? He was like, sure. I was like, cool. Really happy, really cool. And then my mom, she made me drop all the way down. She had to see every single slide of the presentation, and then she bought 1 trimmer and a pair of a pair of super shears. That was it. And then she eventually upgraded to a homemaker, and now she has the signature set. But when she first got her demo from me, she bought one trimmer and a pair of super shears. That was it. So mom, hardcore 7. Dad, easy 1, right? So everyone falls on that spectrum. So what your job is to make sure that that you cater to everybody's needs. You want to be able to ask every single person every single time to buy no matter what. Because 1, it's a sign of respect, and 2, it's disrespectful if you don't. And what if you just have a 7 and they just need 1 or 2 pieces and they feel comfortable after that 7 time, and you don't ask every single time so they don't feel comfortable enough or safe enough to say yes in that type of environment. So with that being said, in the chat box, I'm going to go ahead and show you how Cutco put our presentation in this format. So the first time you ask for the order will be the homemaker +8. The second time you ask, it'll be the galley. Third time will be the starter sets. Fourth time will be a pick 5 special. The fifth time you ask will be a buy 3, get 1 free. The sixth time you ask will be the gadget special. And then the 7th time you ask will be the buy now bonus. The buy now bonus. So throughout our presentation, we modeled our entire presentation and our sales pitch around this psychological study. So every single time, no matter what, you need to ask your customers every single time to buy, every single time. Because what if you have a 7? And like I try to play the game with myself. I'm like, oh, is Mrs. Jones a 4? Is she a 3? Is she a 5? Is she a 6? Is she a 7? Is she going to get something today? What is she going to get? And is she going to reserve her buy now bonus? No matter what it might be, you always, always, always show everything and ask for the order every single time and ask with the expectation that they'll say yes. So second thing I want you guys to go ahead and jot down is we're going to go over the keys to dropping down. We're going to go over the keys to dropping down. So key number 1 is going to be go slow. Go slow throughout the drop down process. If you don't go slow and just rush through everything, it doesn't build the same value. It doesn't build the same value. 2 is you want to get more excited as you drop down. You want to get more excited as you drop down. Because if I ask Mrs. Jones for the homemaker set and she says no, and then I go, oh, okay, so this is the galley set. The galley is very similar. It's a few less knives for a lot less money. Mrs. Jones is going to feel really bad because I'm disappointed that she didn't buy a homemaker set, right? Maybe Mrs. Jones was really lit up to buy a galley, but your energy brought her to say no or made her feel bad. And you want to make your customers feel bad. So as you drop down, you get more excited just because you're 1 no closer to your next yes. So by the time you get to the reserve the buy now bonus, you should be at like a 13 out of 10. Like that is the excitement level that you should be at once you get to that point. Third thing is to build value. You want to build value into every set that you do. So you want to build value with each set or each thing that you're doing. So like, for example, so if I'm going from homemaker to galley and they say no to the homemaker set, I'm like, dude, all right, cool. Fuck the homemaker set. I didn't like that set anyway. This galley is going to be the best thing ever. And this galley set is going to change your life, Mrs. Jones. So it's a few less knives for a lot less money. Still comes with all of these pieces. And if you get this set today, I can still throw in the kitchen tool set, kitchen tool set, entertainer pack, or super shears for free. How does that sound? No, you don't like that? Yeah, you're right. Galley set, not it. Now, let me show you our starter sets. Our starter sets are a few combinations of our most popular knives put together in blocks. And because they're in a block, they still come with a discount, Mrs. Jones. And so I'm going to show you these, our starter sets, and let me know which one's your favorite. Cool. The price for this starter set is this. Do you want to get that set today? No, you don't. You didn't like any of them? Yeah, you know what, Mrs. Jones? Our base sets, you know what? Not a lot of people buy those anyway. Let me show you our pick 5 special. This is going to be the Mrs. Jones set. This is Mrs. Jones' 5 favorite pieces that you would use the most, that you would use every single day. So if Cutco was raining from the sky, Mrs. Jones, and you could pick up any 5 knives, what 5 knives would you use every single day, no matter what, with no questions asked? Cool. Those 5 pieces. Hey, let me tell you the best part, Mrs. Jones. If you buy these 5 knives today, I can still throw in a matching pair of super shears or a 4-pack of table knives, and you'll have your own customizable set. Pretty cool, huh? Awesome. The price for this is whatever. No, you still don't like that? All right, cool. Well, Mrs. Jones, out of those 5 pieces, what's the one that you could like live without? Like someone, like, you lose it, someone steals it. Which one would you be okay with like losing and not having? Oh yeah, that piece. Yeah, I don't use that piece much anyway. So what we can do now is if you buy these 3 pieces, I can give you this 4th one for free. How does that sound? Pretty cool, huh? Right. So what I want you to notice from that drop down process is I get more and more excited, and I put all of my energy, all of my focus into whatever is in front of me, right? Because what that's doing is building value. Right? I'm taking it slow. I'm painting the picture. I'm reading my script. Right? So what that does is that makes your customer feel good, because not everyone can afford a homemaker or an ultimate set, but some people just need to buy 3, get 1 free. And if they get the 4 pieces that they would use the most every single day, 365 days of the year, and you're excited and they're excited, boom, congratulations, you just made a sale. So you want to go slow, get excited as you drop down, and build value in each set. And then lastly, key number 4 is don't skip steps. Don't skip sets. So if I went straight from a homemaker to a reserve the buy now bonus, too big of a gap, right? It doesn't make sense. How am I going to ask them to spend $14.19 and then spend $84 on a trimmer? That's too big of a gap, and I'm not giving them the chance and or the opportunity to say yes. So you always want to give them the chance and the opportunity to say yes or no. And you don't want to skip sets, because what that does is it diminishes the value. It makes them think that they can't afford a homemaker set and they can't afford any of our sets. And so what that automatically does is that forces them, and that makes them feel bad. And it kind of shuts them down. So keys to dropping down: just go slow, get more excited as you drop down, build value, and don't skip any steps. And then I guess you can throw number 5 in there because it's bothering me that it's at 4. Show everything. Show everything. So this is like gifts and accessories. So once they pick something, drop down, show the gifts and accessories. So just because they say no to one thing, once they find that thing, even if it's a reserve the buy now bonus, go through and show all the cookware, flatware, gifts and accessories, all that other stuff. Show everything. Because if you don't show it, you're not going to sell it. Oh, I feel so much better now that we got 5 in there. Any questions on the keys to dropping down? Cool. So next thing we're going to go ahead and talk about is objections. So these are the keys to objections. We're going to be diving into the keys to objections. So as we talked about in training, an objection is just a request for more information, right? And how objections are a good thing. It's not being salesy. It's not being pushy, right? Handling objections are a good thing. A confused customer will never buy. So give them the information that they are wanting clarity on, so you can make so they can make that definite yes or no decision. So with that being said, here's a 4-step process onto handling any objection. So key number 1 is agree with your customer. That can start off with I completely understand how you feel. Your customers want to feel heard. They want to feel understood, and it opens them up to suggestions and it lets your customers know that you're actively listening to them. So have you guys ever been in a fight or in an argument with someone and you told them your thoughts or your feelings or your opinion, and they just like were like, you're so stupid for thinking that, like I can't believe you would ever think that, blah 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 blah, and like you don't hear the rest of what they say just because you just like they just said that you were dumb and stupid and like you didn't hear anything past that? Like, show of hands, have you ever had that happen? Yeah, it's the worst, right? So when you agree, it lets your customers know that you heard them, and it also opens them up to suggestion. So if my customer says the homemaker plus 8 sets too much, I'm gonna say, hey, I completely understand how you feel. 1419 is a lot all at once. Right? Let your customers know that you're listening and that you're hearing their thoughts and their objections. So step 1 is to agree. Step 2 is a transition word. Step 2 is a transition word. So putting a that's why or a but or a however. And you can just put any sort of transition word or phrase that you want. These transitions will help you connect ideas from understanding where your customer is coming from to key number 3, which is telling the truth and giving an alternate opinion. So when you tell the truth or give an alternate opinion, this gives your customer the proper information. This is an alternate opinion to give perspective, and this helps customers know what all of their options are. So, for example, if they say the homemaker set's too expensive, I completely understand, Mrs. Jones. The homemaker set is a lot to pay for all at once. That's why most of our customers split it up over 5 months interest-free. So you wouldn't have to pay, so what you would only be paying today is $209 or $309. And then step number 4 is close / ask for the order. So would you like to try our blank today? Or how does that sound? And then it's just a smile and a nod. What this does is this gives your customers the chance to say yes or no in a comfortable environment. And once you get your answer, you know how to move on. If they say yes, cool, high five, hug it out, write it up, show the gifts and accessories, ask for recommendations. If they say no, all right, cool, we're gonna go ahead and drop down to our next set. You need to get that definite yes or no from your customers to know what to do next. So you always have to ask for the order. It's just like in, you played volleyball, right? Destiny, just like in volleyball, you need to read what the offense is doing in order to know what to do on defense, right? And on the defensive end, you need to see what, or on the offensive end, you need to see what your defense is doing so you know where to hit the ball, right? And if you're not, it's like playing volleyball with like half the court covered, like you can't see the other half. You're just like throwing and hitting and blocking out of nowhere. So when you are asking for the order, you want them to say yes or no. Right? Preferably you want them to say yes, and preferably you want them to close, but that answer will let you know what to do next. So when we put it all together, it looks like this. It's too much money, I can't afford it. I completely understand. 1419 is a lot all at once. That's why our transition. Most of our customers split up over 5 months interest free, so it'll only be $309 per month. How does that sound? They need to think about it. I completely understand. 1419 is a lot of money to be impulsive with. That's why our customers take advantage of the 15-day trial. So if you don't love it after a few weeks, you can send it back and get a full refund. On the 5-month plan, you can try it out for only $309 today. How does that sound? And so every single one of our objections is formatted in this type of response. And this is not only a Cutco skill, but it's also a life skill. So do you guys know that I've never gotten a speeding ticket? Never gotten a speeding ticket. Talk my way out of it every single time. It's because I use this objection cycle. Now, if you guys get a speeding ticket, don't sue me. It just works for me. If you guys don't use it the right way, it might not work for you. All right, just a little disclaimer right here. But here's how this happens. Officer knocks on my door, roll the window down. He goes, "Sir, do you know why I pulled you over today?" "Yes, officer, I completely understand why you pulled me over. I was going a little bit too fast, but I'm actually on my way to my very first Cutco appointment, and I don't want to be late. I want to make a really good first impression. So I promise if you let me off with a warning this one time, I will never, ever speed on your roads ever again, and I will leave 15 minutes early for every single work meeting I have from here on out." Can we do that? What's the officer going to say? His jaw's going to drop, right? He's like, "Yeah, I mean, sure, yeah, cool. And then he lets me on my way. Right? What do most people do when they get into a traffic stop? I don't know why you pulled me over. You're going 16 to 30, bro. Of course he pulled you over, right? So you can use this and to get out of speeding tickets, in almost any situation. Italise on our team, she started with us in the summertime, and after she went through advanced training, she called me the next day. She goes, Trey, I just used the objection cycle on my boyfriend, and now we're getting Chipotle instead of Jimmy John's, and I'm so happy. I was like, oh no, I created a monster. I feel so bad for her boyfriend. But it worked. It worked. And she was so happy. And she's like, I know how to handle objections now. Anything that ever happens, I know how to get through it. Well, I was like, cool. So with handling objections, that's a great power and a great responsibility that that you guys just got bestowed upon. So next thing that we're going to go ahead and talk about is we are going to talk about the secret weapon. We're going to go ahead and talk about the secret weapons. This is how to sell a set every single time. So we're going to talk about how to sell a set every time / the secret weapon. Hey, sorry about that. I had someone come into the office real quick. But so now we're about to dive into the secret weapon. We're gonna dive into the secret weapon. So this is how you sell a set every single time you do a demo. So as some pre-warnings, here's when you use the secret weapon. Here's when you use it, all right? The first situation you'll use it is if a customer really, really, really wants a set, but they just can't afford it. When they're like, oh, I really want this homemaker set, or hey, I really want this, but I don't know, I just can't justify it. All right, when they really want it and they're on the edge and they just need that slight push over. So that's the first time you use it. The second time you'll use it is if a customer already has a nice set of knives. So if they're like, oh, like I already have a nice set of knives, like I would buy some Cutco, and like these are really nice knives, but just, I don't know, I like the knives I have at home. When you get someone like that. So there's gonna be the two instances when you use the trade-in special / the secret weapon. So here is how you will phrase this. It's a simple, easy one-liner. You're gonna say, Mrs. Jones or Mrs. Customer or Mr. Customer. Mrs. Jones, if you donate or throw away one of your junk knives, I can give you an incredible deal on Cutco that you won't be able to refuse. You're gonna say, Mrs. Jones, if you throw away or donate one of your junk knives, I can give you an incredible deal on Cutco that you won't be able to refuse. That's the trade-in special right there. So what they're going to be doing is they're going to be trading in their knives. They're going to be donating their knives to Goodwill, a soup kitchen, or just throwing away one of their junky knives. And we're going to give them an incredible deal on Cutco that they won't be able to refuse. How does that sound? What do you think most of your customers would say? I mean, shoot, a junk knife or just donating one of my knives to Goodwill to get an incredible deal on Cutco. I'll take it. I'll take it. A simple one-liner. Moms go crazy for this. I've sold so many homemakers on the secret weapon trade-in special. So like what we call this is a trade-in special. a trade-in special because they're trading their knives for Cutco. So we call it the secret weapon / trade-in special. I've sold countless sets on this trade-in special. So Andrew Phillips, one of my best representatives in my branch office, his first weekend, do you want to guess how much Cutco he sold in his first weekend? He sold one spatula spreader to his friend's parents, and they bought it on the very last day of his first weekend because they felt bad that he hadn't sold anything yet. So he bought one spatula spreader. That was it. Now, after Andrew came to advanced training, he learned the secret weapon. His next 4 sales in a row go signature set, galley, signature set. So he went from like 68 CPO to almost 3K in CPO, actually over 3K in CPO, after learning this trade-in special and learning how to write this up and learning how to present it to his customers. So, are you ready to see how to do it? Are you sure that it didn't look like you were excited enough? You just gave me like a mellow nod. I was like, all right, do you really want to know? Because I moved on to the next thing. Awesome. So let's go ahead and dive in and learn the trade-in special. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to your Cutco orders, and then you're going to go to your shop tab. So you're going to go to Cutco orders. You're going to go to your shop tab. Once you're at your shop tab, you're going to click on this right here that says B block sets. It says B block sets. You're going to go ahead and click on that. Now, Destiny, what's something you notice about these sets that's different from the other ones? What do you notice about them?
They're cheaper.
They are cheaper, but what's missing?
Oh, the table knives?
Yes, the table knives are missing. So if we're on any of our block sets, what they're really doing is they're buying a homemaker plus 8 for the price of a regular homemaker set. So what you're going to go ahead and do is, oh, I need to change my pricing on this. Here we go. Cool. So what we're going to do is they're going to get a homemaker plus 8 for the price of a regular homemaker set. So what you'll do is you'll add this homemaker B block set or any of these block sets. So signature set, essentials, galley, whatever it might be, studio, any of these wooden block sets you can do this special with. So what you're going to do is you're going to add it to your cart. You're going to go up here to your search tool. You're going to add 8 table knives or the corresponding amount of table knives to your cart. And then you're going to bonus it off. And then you're going to bonus it off. So when we look at our 3 numbers up here, the retail value for everything in the cart is $16.46. Today, they're only going to be paying $11.22. And they're getting a $368 discount, which is almost 20% off. All of that, Mrs. Jones, and all you need to do is donate or throw away one of your knives to Goodwill. And that knife that you donate is worth $368. Do you think one of your old junky table knives or one of your old junky spatula spreaders that you bought in 1968 is worth $368 today? Yeah, I would think so too, Mrs. Jones. Go ahead and throw that bad boy away, and I'll go ahead and write this up for you. So that is how you do that trade-in special. That's how you place that order. And once again, you can do this for any block set. Any block set that you want, you can do that for any of your customers. So with that being said, if you guys didn't pick up on this or not, those first weekend specials that you guys did, or those first weekend specials that I showed you guys, these guys right here, you guys can actually use these for longer than your first weekend. What this is just a trade-in special or a friends and family discount. So different name, same thing. So any of these specials that you guys want to use, you can use this as a trade-in special or a friends and family discount. It's all the same thing, just a different name. So you guys can use these for longer than just this weekend only. And just so you guys know, all of those deals and discounts are in your bundles tab. They are all. Say again, Destiny.
I couldn't find it the other night and I had to call you, and the whole time it was just in the bundles tab.
Yep, just in the bundles tab. So all of these bundles right here are the same thing. So if we look up the homemaker set, silver cup special on a friends and family discount, if I click add to cart, it's the exact same thing. It's the exact same thing. So you guys can go ahead and add that to your cart and place that order anytime that you guys want throughout your guys' first weekend. So Zoltan, you mentioned earlier that you're like, hey, I almost closed on a homemaker set. I almost closed on a signature set. Bro, give me a call and I would have been able to hook you up with those deals and those discounts. And I know for a fact now that you probably should go back and call those customers and be like, hey, I can get you an incredible deal on this signature set or this signature set or this homemaker set.
Yeah,
So
no, I was at the end. I was about to get their card info, and she was like, "Yeah, never mind."
oh,
Okay.
tough. Had that happen one too many times. But that is the trade-in special. That is the secret weapon. Any questions on the trade-in special? Any questions on secret weapon, how to use this or when to use this? Okay, perfect. So another thing I want to go ahead and say with this trade-in special is use it at the right time. Who here has ever played poker? Perfect. Usually I have like one person who's like, what's poker? Oh my God. So, and just like in poker, right? You don't want everyone else to know what cards you have, right? You don't want everyone else to know what cards you have in your hand, right? Having this trade-in special is like having pocket aces or pocket kings, right? It is literally the best of the best. And you don't want to show your hand too early, because if you show your hand too early and you have a really good hand, everyone's going to see that and they're going to fold, right? So you want to use this at a special time. So you can use this for signatures, ultimates, all the way down to a studio set. So even if you're in the drop down process and you're on that third ask, right? Asking like, hey, what set do you like the most? That studio set. All right, perfect. Here's the price for it. And they're like, oh, I don't know, it's just a little bit too much. That would be a great time to use that trade-in special. Just be like, hey, throw away donate one of your knives to Goodwill. Boom, I can get you that studio set. Or if they really like the signature set, but like, oh, it's a little too pricey. Oh, actually, we have this incredible deal going on right now where you can get this set for a little bit cheaper. The only thing you need to do is donate or throw away one of your knives to Goodwill. So you want to use it at a specific time. So you don't want to use it too early, because if you use it too early, then it throws off the rest of the presentation. So if I use it on the homemaker set and she ends up not buying the homemaker set and I show her the galley, she's going to say, okay, cool. What's my discount? What's my special? What do you guys have going on for this galley set? And then it just throws off all the rest of your presentation, and it messes with your customers' understanding of value and price, because they know what the value is, but now they know that the price can move up and down to however they want. So you want to be able to use this at the right time. So thumbs up if that makes sense. Cool. So lastly, the last thing that we're going to go ahead and go over is just some tips for the phone. So when handling tips for the phone, this is really going to be more of handling responses for the holidays and just kind of more holiday phone objections more than anything. As long as you guys follow your phoning script, you guys will do great. And I know from your guys' phone jams and training this weekend that you guys are following your script. You guys were all booking demos, all following that script word for word. So now I just want to give you guys some other tools in your tool belt on really just how to handle holiday phone objections, because there's going to be a lot of holiday conflicts. People are going to be coming into town. People are going to be leaving. People are spending time with family. And you're going to get a lot of these objections throughout these next couple months. And I just want to make sure that you guys have the tools in your tool belt to handle any objection and to still book demos. So I have a couple of objections up here up on the screen. The first one is I'm going to be busy with family. You're gonna say, hey, I completely understand. I'm gonna be busy with my family too. I know a lot of people are this time of year. Would before or after your family came to visit be better for you? So if they're like, hey, my family's coming into town this Thursday and I'm getting the house ready, or we're preparing for Thanksgiving, I'm like, all right, cool. Would the day before Thanksgiving, before your family comes, be better for me to show you, or would after your family left be better for me to show you? Because only Thanksgiving and this weekend, they're only going to be here for a couple days, 2 to 3 days max, right? And we still have Cyber Monday and Black Friday and this entire weekend to do demos and to do presentations for people as well. So would before or after your family came to visit you be better for you? The next one is if they do have any other holiday conflicts. It's like, hey, I completely understand. I'm going to be very busy too with blank or the holidays or whatever you want to put there. I just put family at that time as well. But we have some insane holiday specials going on that I wouldn't want you to miss out on. I wouldn't want you to miss out on some incredible deals. So how about blank time at blank time or blank time at blank time? And we do have some incredible holiday deals, discounts, and specials going on right now. And you guys aren't going to want to have your customers miss out on this. And then the objections that I taught you guys in training, if they say that time doesn't work or I'm really busy, is to say, hey, no problem. I'm really busy too, but I really need to do 10 appointments by Thursday to hit my goal. And I can make sure to keep it short. Is that just a bad day or a bad time? All right, cool. What about blank time and blank time or blank time at blank time? So with that being said, I want to show you guys some of the incredible friends and family deals and discounts that we have going on right now. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you one more time. Just got to get this pulled up for you guys. Cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen with you guys, and I'm gonna send these to you guys as well. But we have some specials going on where here's how it works. Your customers give a couple cans of food in your pantry to donate to a local food bank, and you'll receive a huge discount on whatever's set. What this is also is just that trade-in special. So it's the canned food special, the trade-in special, whatever it might be. So they can use this all the way up until December 26th. So this Studio Plus 4 set would only be $472. Same thing with the Essentials Plus 5 set, the Galley Plus 6 set, as well as the Homemaker Plus 8. So here's some here are the pictures with all of them together. And yeah, here are pictures of all of them together. So that's like kind of like the trade-in special, canned food special. You can show your customers as well. Just gives them an extra excuse to buy it. And then we have our holiday specials for dad. This is our sportsman's package where they can buy any 2 hunting or fishing knives and get a free golf mate or a free pocket knife, which is pretty cool. And then the next one is our stocking stuffer, where they can get any 3 of these products and get one for free. So they can get any 3 of these items and get another one for free, which is pretty cool. The lowest cost item is always going to be the free item. And then we have our Happy Holidays from Cutco. This is going to be our signature set holiday special, where if they buy a signature set, they'll get a free barbecue tool set, sharpener, 3-piece cutting board, pruners, can opener, entertainer pack, and kitchen tools, all for free. It's over $1,000 worth of free stuff, and your customer's only going to pay $21.33. Who thinks that's pretty cool? And then the next one is the host holiday package, where if they get the Galley Plus 6 set, then get the free entertainer pack, a 3-piece hostess set for free, or an entire entertainer pack for free as well. It's a $14.13 value for only $12 or $10.24. Next one is our Black Friday one. So this is the one that's coming up most recent, or the most prevalent one, I guess, where your customer can buy a Homemaker Plus 8 set and get a free kitchenette set and a tray for free. So this is perfect for people who want to spend money on themselves and also buy something for someone else. So if someone buys this and wants to give the kitchenette set to their aunt or to their uncle or to their mom or to their dad or to their brother or sister, give it to their kid to go to college with, whatever it might be. They can also do this on that Black Friday set sale. And then the last one is going to be our Thanksgiving special, where if a customer purchases a homemaker plus 8, they can get the kitchen tool set, super shears, or entertainer pack completely 100% for free. And they're only going to pay $14.19, which is pretty cool. But you guys are lucky because in this bundles package, oh, hold on. In the bundles package, I already have all of those deals and discounts pre-written up for you guys. You guys just need to add it to your cart and check out. So once this bundles loads, so Black Friday homemaker with free kitchenette, essentials on a canned food discount, host holiday package, holiday signature set package, all of those canned food discounts, Thanksgiving homemaker, silver cup specials, Cutco kitchen, all of those are already in your guys' bundle tab. So as soon as the customer says, yep, I'll go ahead and do that, you just go to the bundles, click add to cart and check out, and you're going to be done, which is pretty cool. Who think that's pretty awesome? Awesome. Cool. Does anyone have any questions about holiday sales, bundles, or anything like that? Cool. Well, that concludes advanced training. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.